Hello, welcome back to KL Givers. Today we will continue to play Lost Odyssey on the Xbox One X. Let's play Lost Odyssey. Alright. So, where do we go now? Innkeeper Tosa. Did you sleep well? No messages for you yet, I'm afraid. We will hold any messages that come for you here. So please don't hesitate to take a stroll outside. I'm sure you would like to forget the horrors of the battlefield. Oh, by the way, feel free to use any of the items you find here. They are compliments of the house. Okay. So what is my objective now? Browser ring. Holy Night Charm. Increase magical and physical defense during critical HP status. Okay. Ooh. Bruiser Ring. Bruiser Ring Ultra. Guardian Oil. Poison Ring. Sticky Tape. Poison Oil. Wind Ring. Wind Seal Leaf. Aqua Ring. Cold Water Straw. Flame Ring. Magma Fragment. Inflicts fire damage. Ooh, I see. Combined Flame Ring. Okay. Alright, achievement. Ring Assembler. Okay. Inflicts fire damage. Okay. So, where do we go now? Any hints? Pause. Oh, we can zoom out. Zoom in, zoom out. Quite advanced map technology.
Oops, sorry. Oh, look out. Sorry, miss.
Suspicious person.
Wait, let go! My throat! My throat! Damn!
Why are you following me?
You You're Kai Marganar. I mean, Lord Gongora asked me to do it. It's the truth. I'm supposed to tell you to go to his manor. He has something important to tell you.
Okay.
You are? Jansen, messenger for Lord Gongora. At your service. Man, what an attitude. Jeez whiz.
Okay, I need to go to his mansion. Let's run for it. Hey, have you heard about this? A connection of mine, the council told me Councilman Gongora has been confined to his private estate. Could it be true? So the soldiers in front of his house aren't protecting him, but rather keeping him in there? Yeah, sure. Why not? Delinquent, eh? Time recalls a memory that was locked deep within his heart. A dream has been revealed. White flowers. Why do you have so many dreams, eh? Lovely white flowers mark the town. They bloom on every street corner, not in beds or fields set aside for their cultivation, but blending naturally in profusion with every row of houses, as though the buildings and the blossoms have grown together. The season is early spring and snow still lingers on the nearby mountains, but the stench of ocean that gently laps the town's southern shore is bathed in refulgent sunlight. This is an old and prosperous harbor town. Even now, each day its piers see many cruise ships and freighters come and go. Its history, however, is sharply divided between the time before and the time after and events that happened one day long ago. People here prefer not to talk about it. The watershed engraved upon the town's chronology. The memories are too sorrowful to make stories out of them. Kaim knew this, and because he knows it, he has come here once again. Passing through, the tavern master asks him. At the sound of his voice, Kaim responds with a faint smile. You are here for the festival, I suppose. You should take your time and enjoy it. The man is in high spirits. He has joined his customers in glass after glass until now, and is quite red in the face, but no one shows any signs of blaming him or overindulging. Every seat in the tavern is filled, and the air reverberates with laughter. Happy voices can be heard now and then as well from the road outside. The entire town is celebrating. Once each year, the festival has people making merry all night long until the sun comes up. I hope you all got a room for the night, sir, too. Too late to find one now. Every inn is full to overflowing, so it seems. Not that everyone would be foolish enough to spend a night like this, quietly tucked away under the covers in his room. The tavern master winks at Kaim as if to say, "Not you, sir, I'm sure." Tonight we are going to have the biggest, wildest party you have ever seen, and everybody's invited, locals or not. Drink, food, gambling, women. Just let me know what you want, I will make sure you have it. Chaim sips his drink and says nothing, because he is planning to stay awake all night. He has not taken a room, though he has no plans to enjoy the festival either. Chaim will be offering up a prayer at the house at the hour before dawn, when the night is at its darkest and deepest. He will leave the town, sent off by the morning sun as it pokes its face up between the mountains and sea, just as he did at the time of his last visit. Back then, the tavern master, who a few minutes ago was telling one of his regular customers that his first grandchild is about to be born, was himself just an infant. "This one's on me, drink up," says the tavern master, filling Chaim's shot glass. He peers at Chaim suspiciously and says, "You did come for the festival, didn't you?" "No, not really," says Chaim. "Don't tell me you didn't know about it. You mean you came here by pure chance?" "Afraid so." "Well, if you came here on business, forget it. You will never get serious talk out of anybody on a special night like this." The tavern master goes on to explain what is so special about this night. "You must have heard something about it once long time ago. This town was almost completely destroyed. There are two kinds of events that divide history into before and after. One is the birth or death of some great personage, a hero or savior. The other is something like a war or plague or natural disaster. What divided this town's history into before and after was a violent earthquake. It happened without a warning and gave the soundly sleeping people of the town no chance to flee. A crack opened up in the earth with a roar, and roads and buildings just fell into pieces. Fire started and they spread in twinkling of an eye. Almost everyone was killed. You probably can't imagine it. All I know is what they taught me in school. And what does Resurrection Festival means to a kid? It was just something that happened once upon a time. I live here and that's all it means to me. So a traveler like you probably can't even begin to imagine what it was like. Is that what they call this holiday? Resurrection Festival? Uh-huh. The town was resurrected from a total ruin to this. That's what the celebration is all about. Chaim gives the man a grim smile and sips his liquor. "What's so funny?" the tavern master asks. "Last time I was here, they were calling it Earthquake Memorial Day. It wasn't a festival for this kind of wow celebrating." "What are you talking about? It has been Resurrection Festival ever since I was a kid." "That was before you were old enough to remember anything." "Huh. And before that, they call it Consolation of the Spirits. They'd burn a candle for each person who died and pray for them to rest in peace. It was a sad festival. Lots of crying." "You sound as if you saw it happening yourself." "I did." The tavern master laughs with a loud snort. "You look sober, but you must have flustered out of your mind. Now listen, it is a festival night, so I'm going to let you off the hook for pulling my leg. But don't say stuff like that in front of the other townspeople. All of our ancestors, mine included, are the ones who bravely escaped with their lives." Chaim knows full well that he is doing. He never expected the man to believe him. He just wanted to find out for himself whether the townspeople were still handing down the memories of the tragedy. Whatever, deep down behind their laughing faces, there still lingered the sorrow that had been passed down from their forefathers' time. Called away by one of his other customers, the tavern master leaves Chaim's side, but not without first delivering a warning. "Be careful what you say, sir. That kind of nonsense can get you into trouble, really. Think about it. The earthquake happened all of 200 years ago." Chaim does not answer. Instead, he sips his liquor in silence. Amongst the ones who died in the tragedy 200 years ago were his wife and daughter. Oh my. all of the dozens of wives and hundreds of children that Kaim has had in his eternal life, the wife and the child he had here were especially unforgettable. In those days, Kaim had a job at the harbor. There were just the three of them, he, his wife, and their little girl. They lived simply and happily. The same kind of days had preceded today without continue on into endless tomorrows. Everyone in the town believed that, including Kaim's wife and daughter, of course. But Kaim knew differently, precisely because his own life was long, without an end, and he had consequently tasted the pain of countless partings. Kaim knew all too well that in the day of life of humans there was no forever. This life his family was leading would have to end sometime. It could not go on unchanged. This was by no means a cause for sorrow, however, denied a grasp upon forever. Human beings knew how to love and cherish the here and now. Kaim especially loved to show his daughter flowers. The more fragile, the short-lived, the better. Flowers that bloom with the morning sun and scattered before the sun went down. They were everywhere in this harbor town. Lovely white flowers that bloom in the early spring. His daughter loves the flowers. She was a gentle child who would never break off blossoms that had struggled so bravely to bloom. Instead, she simply watched them for hours at a time. That year too. Look how big the buds are. They'll be blooming any time now, she said happily when she found the white flowers on the road near the house. Tomorrow, maybe? Kaim wondered aloud. Absolutely, his wife chimed in merrily. Get up early tomorrow morning and have a look. Poor little flowers, though, said the daughter. It is nice when they bloom, but then they wither right away. All the better, said Kaim's wife. It's good luck if you get to see them blooming. That makes it more fun. It may be fun for us, answered the girl, but think about the poor flowers. They work so hard to open up and they wither the same day. It's sad. Well, yes, I guess so. A momentary air of sadness flew into the room, but Kaim quickly dispelled with a laugh. Happiness is not the same thing as longevity, he proclaimed. What does that mean, Papa? It may not bloom for long, but the flowers happily, if it can open up the prettiest blossom and give off the sweetest perfume it knows how to make while it's blooming. The girl seemed to be having trouble grasping this, and simply nodded with a little sigh. She then broke into a smile and said, It must be true if you say so, Papa. Your smile is more beautiful than any flower in full bloom. He should have said it to her. Kaim later regretted that she had not. The word he had uttered so carelessly, he came to realize, turned out to be something of a prophecy. Well now, young lady, he said, if you are getting up early to see the flowers tomorrow morning, you had better go to bed right now. All right, Papa, if I really have to. I'm going to bed now too, said Kaim's wife. Okay then, good night, Papa. His wife said to Kaim, Good night, dear. I really am going to bed now. Good night, Kaim replied, enjoying one last cup of ease to ease the day's fatigue. These turned out to be the last words the family shared. A violent earthquake struck the town before dawn. Kaim's house collapsed in a heap of rubble. Kaim's two loved ones departed for that distant other world before they could awaken from their deep sleep, and without ever having had a chance to say good morning to him. The morning sun rose on the town that had been destroyed in an instant. Amid the rubble, the flowers were blooming. The white flowers that Chaim's daughter had wanted so badly to see. Chaim thought to lay a flower in offering on his daughter's cold corpse, but abandoned in the idea. He could not bring himself to pick a flower. No one, no living being on the face of the earth, he realized, had the right to snatch the life of a flower that possessed the life for only one short day. Chaim could never say to his daughter, "You go first to heaven and wait for me. I will be there before long." Nor would he never know the joy of reunion with his loved ones. To live for 1,000 years meant bearing the pain of 1,000 years of partings. Chaim continued his long journey. The dazzling number of years and months flew by, years and months during which numberless wars and natural calamities scourged the earth. People were born and they died. They loved each other and were parted from the ones they loved. There were joys beyond measure, and sorrows just as measureless. People fought and argued without end, but they also loved and forgave each other endlessly. Thus was a history built up as the tears of the past evolved gradually into prayers for the future. Chaim continued his long journey. After a while he rarely thought about the wife and daughter with whom he had spent those few short days in the harbor town, but he never forgot them. Chaim continued his long journey, and in the course of his travels he stopped by this harbor town again. As the night deepened, the din of crowds only increased. But now, as a hint of light comes into the eastern sky, without a signal from everyone, the noise gives way to silence. Chaim has been standing in the town's central square. The revelers too have found their way here one at a time, until almost before he knows it, the stone-paved plaza is filled with people. Chaim feels a tap on the shoulder. "I didn't expect to find you here," he says to the tavern master. When Chaim gives him a silent smile, the tavern master looks somewhat embarrassed and says, "There's something I forgot to tell you before." "Oh?" "Well, you know, the earthquake happened a long time ago, before my father and mother's time, even before my grandparents' generation. It might sound funny for me to say this, but I can't imagine this town in ruins. I know what you mean. I do think, though, that there are probably things in this world that you can remember, even if you haven't actually experienced them. Like the earthquake. I haven't forgotten it, and I'm not the only one. It may have happened 200 years ago, but nobody in this town has ever forgotten it. We can't imagine it, but we can't forget it either." Just as Chaim nods again to signal his understanding of the tavern keeper's words, a somber melody echoes throughout the square. This is the hour when the earthquake destroyed the town. All the people assembled here close their eyes, clasp their hands together, and offer up a prayer, the tavern master and Chaim among them. To Chaim's closed eyes come to the smiling faces of his dead wife and daughter. Why are they so beautiful and so sad? These faces that believe with all their hearts that tomorrow is sure to come. The music ends. The morning sun climbs above the horizon, and everywhere throughout the town bloom countless white flowers. In 200 years, the white flowers have changed. The scientists have hypothesized. The scientists have hypothesized that the earthquake may have changed the nature of the soil itself, but no one knows the cause for sure. The lives of the flowers have lengthened. Where before they would bloom and wither in the space of a single day, now they hold their blooms for 3 and 4 days at a time, moistened by the dew of night, bathed in the light of the sun. The white flowers strive to live their lives to the fullest, beautifying the town as if striving to live out the portion of life denied to those whose tomorrows were snatched away from them forever. Wow, this is a long one. Good afternoon, soldier. My daughter-in-law and I doing pretty well these days. I worry about young men like you, always trying to do so much of us for us. I hope you can live out the life my son couldn't. Hello. Yes, I need to meet Gongora. Gongora's mansion. Is it okay I enter? Lord Toten is currently visiting. Please wait a little longer. Oh my. Gongora's mansion study.
House arrest is going too far. I have firmly opposed Roxian on this. Do not despair, Gongora.
Thank you, Your Majesty. It is much more than I could have asked. Your father would have been pleased.
I could never fill my father's shoes. And now that Ura is a republic, I am simply a citizen like everyone else. I am no longer Your Majesty.
Okay.
I respect the royal blood that flows in your veins. It is only fitting that I offer the respect you're due.
Do not be foolish. People will think you're a dissident who wants to restore the monarchy.
I'm truly happy that you have come to see me. You've always been so kind.
You taught me the rudiments of magic. I cannot help but be kind to you in return. I cannot understand Roxian. I believe he intends to stop work on Grand Staff.
Ooh.
It makes me angry, Gongora. Our entire nation has benefited from magic energy, yet he does not understand the significance of Grand Staff. If we can increase magic energy with Grand Staff, just think how much better our people's lives would be. We would no longer need soldiers. You have seen the future of Ura, and how Grand Staff can make it happen. Roxian's vision is too narrow for our nation to grow. I am sorry you had to witness that.
There is no need to apologize. I'm happy Your Highness understands. But even if they stop Grand Staff, we could develop a newer and far better magic engine.
Please let me know what you need, Gongora. I can help you.
I am unworthy, Your Highness.
Ho ho ho.
Please, go in.
Okay. Gongora's mansion hallway, so I can roam around. Hello. Gongora's subordinate Gunos. Good to see you, Lieutenant Algonar. Lord Gongora is waiting for you. Yeah, but where? Well, Lieutenant Algonar. Your host, Lord Gongora, has been waiting for you. Is this the room? Magic research lab. Okay. Seed. Okay. The likes of Lord Roxian would never understand the true merits of the great Lord Gongora. Holding him accountable for such a minor error, laughable, truly laughable. The Grand Staff is the brainchild of Lord Gongora's research into magic, yet those pigs on the council have no idea of its true worth. Okay. Excellent timing, Lieutenant Algonar. Prince Toten has just left. Okay. Whoa. Those lowly hacks on the council, how dare they get in the way of Lord Gongora's research? Two quality iron sands obtained. Nice.
That woman. How could she be an Ura without me knowing?
Really? Lord Gongora is on the second floor as always. Use his lift if you want to see him. Okay. But not yet. Still want to look around a bit, you know. Look around. Oh, Gongora's mansion, courtyard. What's this all about? Anything here? Nothing. Huh. Ooh. Flare bomb. Okay. Berserker necklace. Okay. Hawkeye obtained. Alright. Nice things. Grab. Oh. Oh. 3 magma fragments obtained. Okay. Oh, I can grab. It's incredible. Gongora.
Good, you're here.
Oh my.
I asked you here for only one reason.
Hold on.
What is it?
Oh no, great, here he comes. Hey, whoa, hey, you are really short-tempered. Hey, I don't have a sword, okay? Easy.
Why are you here?
I told you, I'm just a messenger. I came to see if you really come or not, which you have, so that's good.
That's enough, Kaim. He's on our side.
Thanks. A little late, though.
We can use him. He's cunning and quick, and he has many connections. I want you to take him on your investigation of Grand Staff.
No way, sir.
You know, I thought he'd say that, my lord. His shoes, hello?
Look, this other immortal joining the investigation, she might be dangerous.
Why?
The woman was once a pirate. I don't know how it happened, but she's now a soldier for our army. Well, the past is the past, and I know little else about her. Take Jensen with you. He can help keep her in check. Despite what else he may be, he has a healthy respect for women.
So, you know, I heard she was a looker, if you catch my drift. I mean, you've seen her, right? Okay, be that way. You guys are way too serious.
Pirate. All right. Understood.
All right then, I'll be there early. Oh yeah, you can count on it.
Remember, Kaim, you're the only one I can trust. I can't leave here for a while. The Grand Staff is my life's work. So if something is wrong, I want you, with your immortal powers, to find out what it is. Understood? You'll be briefed later. You should go now.
I'll be right behind you. Oh, he's gonna be fun to work with.
This is for your trouble.
Wow, nice. You know, my lord, I've been thinking, working with this guy, it's like playing with fire. I mean, did you see his eyes? I mean, that's creepy. I got a bad feeling about this whole thing. I mean, this little guarantee is not gonna be enough, I'm afraid, to keep an eye on him. You're gonna have to give me a little bit more, you know what I'm saying?
You're already under a magic contract. Don't get greedy.
Whoa, hey, okay, that's some serious mojo, buddy. Easy.
Is your fee still unsatisfactory?
Okay, not funny. I'm not laughing, okay? I didn't stick my neck out for this, okay? Jeez. pain in the ass. Taking a bath.
Okay. Feel free to check any of the supplies in the mansion for your own use, Lieutenant Argonar. Gongora gave his personal permission. Of course. I am an immortal. I am immortal. What's this, actually? Hello. You appear to be sad, then I wish you good fortune in your mission. Okay. You are being sent to the Grand Staff, are you not? I pray that you can complete your mission safe and sound. Great. Okay, let's go. See. Oh, you're here now?
Hey! I've been looking everywhere for you. I heard about the Grand Staff investigation. Looks like we both got the short end of the stick. It's not enough that we just keep surviving, eh? There's always something. So, what did you learn in the council?
Nothing to do with you.
Oh, really? Say, haven't we met somewhere before? Ugh. Nothing to worry about if you can't remember. Neither can I.
You too, huh?
I can't recall a thing. All I know is that my name seems to be Seth Balmore. People say I used to be a pirate. Isn't it strange that both of us lost our memory and are immortal? Maybe we met a long time ago. I sort of get that feeling when I look at you. When we met before, were we enemies? Or allies? Or maybe even lovers?
Oh.
Looking forward to starting our journey tomorrow, Kaim Argonar.
Tomorrow?
You still haven't been contacted by the council? You set out for Grand Staff tomorrow morning. I thought you would have heard by now. Oh, and by the way, I'll be joining you on your little trip.
So you are going with me then?
Being late is strictly forbidden. Mwah.
Okay. Now what? Where do we go now? Z. Welcome back. I received a message from the council earlier. You are to report to the Great Gate for your next mission. If you head to the station, you can either take the monorail or pick up a taxi to the Great Gate. Be careful out there. Okay, let's depart. Or maybe we can go to the back door. Still locked. Okay, we are heading to train station. Central Station. Hello? This monorail is not in operation at this time. Okay. bragging Urena. You know what? My dad works in a magical production factory. He is the boss of the whole place. I'm not the boss of anything, really. I'm glad she's proud of me, though. Everything I do for her. Time recalls a memory that was locked deep within his heart. A dream has been revealed. Little liar. Everyone in the marketplace hates the little girl. Not yet 10 years old, and far from having outgrown the sweet innocence of childhood, she earns only open contempt from the grown-ups who have shops in the market. The reason is simple. She lies about everything. Hey, mister, I just saw a burglar go into your house. Look, lady, everything just fell off your shelves. Hey, everybody, did you hear what the traveler said? Bandits are planning to attack this market. Even the most harmless white lies can be annoying if repeated often enough, and the shopkeepers have found themselves growing angry. You better watch out for her too, the lady greengrocer warns Kaim. Nobody here falls for her lies anymore, so she's always on the lookout for newcomers or strangers. Somebody like you would be a perfect target for her. She couldn't be right. She could be right. Kaim is new to the town. He arrived a few days ago and has just started working in the marketplace today. What do her parents do? Kaim asks while uploading a cart full of vegetables. The woman frowns and shakes her head with a sigh. She doesn't have any. They died. The mother did, at least. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago. She was a healthy young woman who never as much as caught a cold in her life. Then one day she collapsed, and that was it for her. How about the father? She signs more deeply than before and says he left to find a job in the city. The parents used to operate in a variety store in the market, though the mother almost single-handedly took care of the actual buying and selling of the many goods they carried. As soon as she died, the shop's fortune took a plunge. Until it was eventually taken over by someone else, the father went off to the distant capital city in search of a good-paying job that would enable him to cover their debts. He promised to come back in 6 months, but he has been gone a whole year now. Letters used to arrive from him on occasion care of his friend the tailor, but those two gave out about 6 months ago. I guess you could say it's sad for such a little girl to be waiting around for her father to come home, but still, the girl now sleeps in a corner of the communal storehouse run by the people of the marketplace. We all used to talk about taking care of her, to be stand-in parents for her until her father comes back. This is no surprise to Kaim. He knows from his own experience that all the people who work in the marketplace, and not just his plump, kindly women, are good-hearted and generous despite their limited means. Otherwise, they never would have hired a stranger like himself. But long before that first 6 months went by, we were all heartily sick of her. She was a sweet, simple girl while her mother was alive, but this experience has left her kind of twisted. All her sweetness is gone. Of course, we all feel sorry for her, and we take our turns feeding her and dressing her in hand-me-downs. But the way she keeps telling lies to all the grown-ups, nobody really cares about her anymore. Why can't she see that? She must be lonely, don't you think? With a pained smile, the woman shrugs and says, "That's enough gabbing for one day. Work, work." And she goes back inside the shop. Kaim is sorting the vegetables he has unloaded in front of the shop when he hears a little voice behind him. "Hi, mister. You new here?" It is the girl. "Uh-huh. You are not from the town, are you?" "No, I'm not." "Are you living upstairs while you work here?" "For a while at least. That's what I'm hoping to do. I will tell you a secret, okay? It is starting already. Okay, Kaim says without pausing in his work. There's a ghost in this marketplace. The people here don't tell anybody about it because it is bad for the business, but it's really here. I see it all the time. Really? Kaim responds with frightened surprise. He decides to play along with her rather than scold her for lying. In this endlessly long life of his, he has encountered any numbers of children who have lost their parents or been abandoned by them. The sadness and loneliness of children who have been cast into the wild world alone are exactly what Kain feels himself as he continues to wander through the infinite flow of time. What kind of ghost? A woman, and I know who she is. It is the ghost of a mother who lost her child, she says. Her little girl, her only child, died in an epidemic. Overcome with grief, the mother chose to die. And now her ghost appears in the market every night, searching for her daughter. The poor mother. She killed herself so she could be with her daughter. But she can't find her in the other world either, so she keeps looking for her here and calling out, "Where are you? Hurry and come with mommy to other world." The girl tells her story with deadly seriousness. "Don't you think it is sad?" she asks Kaim. She actually has tears in her eyes. Which is precisely why Kaim knows she is lying. Even if he had not been warned by the woman, he would know this was a lie based on what she told him about the girl's background. Kaim carefully arranges bunches of well-ripened grapes in a display crate and asks the girl, "Why do you think the mother can't find her daughter?" "What?" The girl asks him with a dazed stare. "Well," he explains, "the girl is not in the other world and she's not wandering around in this world. So where is she?" Kaim does not mean this to be a cross-examination. He simply feels that someone who lies out of sorrow can have a far easier time of it by recognizing the lie for what it is. The loneliness of a girl who has lost her mother and been abandoned by her father consists not in telling one little lie, but in having to keep on lying. Now that you mentioned it, it is a good point, the girl says, smiling calmly. Really, where did the girl go? Kaim momentarily considers pointing at the girl as if to say, right here. But before he can do so, she continues. "This is the first time anybody ever asked me that. You are kind of different. I wonder." "No, you are different," the girl insists. "I think we can be friends." Her smile deepens. Kaim smiles back at her, says nothing. Just then they hear the lady greengrocer coming from the back of the shop, and the girl dashes away. Just before she disappears around the corner into the alleyway, the girl gives Kaim a little wave as if to say, "See you soon." For the first time, the face of the girl with the all too grown-up speaking style shows a hint of childishness, befitting her years. The girl begins coming to see Kaim at the shop several times a day when the lady grocer is not around. She tells him one lie after another. "I baked cookies with my mother last night. I wanted to give you some, but they were so good I ate them all. Bandits kidnapped me when I was a little baby, but my father came to save me and beat up all the bandits, so I didn't get killed. My house, it is a big white one at the foot of the mountain. You're new here, so you probably don't know it. It is the biggest house in town. You don't have a family, you are all alone. Poor Kaim, I wish I could share some of my happiness with you." All her lies are born of sorrow, sad, lonely lies she could never tell to marketplace people who know her background. At the end of every chat with Kaim, as she is leaving, the girl holds her finger to her lips and says, "This is just our little secret. Don't tell the lady grocer." Of course, Kaim says nothing to anyone. If he happens to find himself in a situation where the market people are speaking ill of the girl, he quietly slips away. Lies and disparagements are funny things. They don't take shape because someone tells them, but rather because someone listens to and voices agreement with them. A truly isolated individual can never speak ill of anyone. The same can be said regarding lies. Because she has someone to tell her lies to, the girl need not to fall into the abyss of true isolation. To protect her small, sad share of happiness, Kaim plays the role of her listener, raising no objections. One day, when the girl comes to see Kaim, she takes special care not to be noticed by the lady grocer or by the owners of the neighboring shops. Tell me, mister, are you planning to stay here for a long time? No, I'm not, Kaim says, continuing to unload vegetables and fruit. You'll be leaving when you save up enough money, probably, but you don't have enough yet. I'm getting there, he says, turning a strange smile on the girl. This is a white lie of his own. He already has enough money to support himself on the road. Nor has he taken his current life in job because he needs money to so badly. He is here because he has not found the destination he wants to travel to. A journey without a destination is an endless journey. Wise men say that you need dreams and goals in life. But dreams to accomplish and goals to realize shine as guideposts in life precisely because life is finite. So then, what should be the dreams and goals of one who has been burdened with a life that has no end? Time is not a journey to be hurried, nor is it one that can be hurried. Perhaps drifting day after day with no destination cannot even be called a journey. If I were you, said the girl, I would get off this marketplace as soon as I've saved enough for 2 or 3 days of traveling. Kaim responds to her with a silent, pained smile. What would be the look on the girl's face if Kaim were to tell her, I'm staying here for you? I'm finding the meaning of my life for now in providing you with a listener for your lives. The moment these words come to mind, words he can never actually speak to her, the girl looks around furtively and says in a near whisper, If you want to get out of here soon, I know a good way you can do it. A good way? Sneak into the tailor's and steal his mug. There's a little pot in the cabinet at the back of the shop. It is full of money. Are you telling me to steal it? Yes, she looked straight at Kaim without the slightest show of doubt in her eyes. In all seriousness, she goes on to explain, that tailor deserved to have his place robbed. The money in the pot, she says, is tainted. I know this girl, a good friend of mine, she says, and it's so sad about her. Her mother died and her father went off to work in the capital, and she's all alone. Her father was supposed to come and get her after 6 months, but she hasn't heard anything from him. Yet another lie born of sorrow. Kaim calmly asks, Is there some connection between your friend and the tailor? Of course, she says, a close connection. What's really happening is the father was sending her money every month the way he was supposed to help making her life in town a little easier. And he kept writing to her. He wanted to tell her he found a good job in the city and she should come to live with him right away. He's too busy to come for her, so she should come to him. And he sent her money for the trip. But none of the letters or the money ever reached the girl. And why do you think that is? Before Chaim can answer, the girl says, the mistake he made was to send the letters and money care of the tailor. He's been keeping all the money for himself. He's been keeping all the money to himself. Chaim looks away from the girl. In order to prop up one sad lie, the girl has piled on the still second one, a lie that can hurt other person. This is the saddest thing of all. The lock on the tailor's back door would be really easy to break, the girl adds, and she gallops away without waiting for Chaim's reply. The girl comes running into the grocery store next morning, shouting for the owner. She says directly to the woman, not to Chaim. Burglar broke into Taylor's shop last night. She says she saw a number of burglars sneaking in the night at night after the marketplace emptied out. My oh my, says the woman with a forced smile. That must have been just terrible. She is obviously not taking the girl seriously. But it's true, though. I really saw them. Look, little girl, I've had just about all I can take from you. You're such a little liar. It scares me to death to think about you growing up to be a burglar or a con artist or something. I'm busy trying to open my shop now. Do you mind? Try it on somebody else. She is hardly through speaking when someone's outside shouts, Help! Somebody help me! The tailor is standing in the street, looking horrified and screaming at the top of his lungs. Burglars! They took all my money. The little girl slips away as the tailor comes in. The marketplace is in an uproar. The girl was not lying. That is much certain, but all too accustomed to her lies. People now suggest the possibility of another kind of lie. Maybe she did it. What do you think? And so it begins. I think you may be right. Talk about play acting. I wouldn't put it past her. Let's go find her. We'll make her tell, even if we have to get a little rough with her. No one objects to this suggestion. Some run off to the storehouse and others start searching the marketplace. Can't find her anywhere. The storehouse is empty. She ran away with the money. As the searchers return with their reports and speculation, Chaim finally understands everything. After all her sad lies, the girl has left behind one final truth. She couldn't have gotten very far. Yeah, we can still catch her. The little thief. Wait till I get my hands on her. The man raged, and the woman fanned the flames. Good, give her what she deserves. We were so nice to her, and now look how she treats us. We can't let her get away with it. A dozen men start to run after her, but Chaim stands tall in the road, blocking their way. Hey, move it. The men are out for blood, but Chaim knows if he felt like it, he could knock them all down and they wouldn't be able to lay a finger on him. Instead, he relaxes his powerful stance and throws a leather coin pouch on the ground in front of them. The stolen money is in there, he says. What? Sorry, I saw it. A confused stir quickly turns into angry shouts. Chaim raises his hand to show he will not resist. Do what you like with me. I'm ready. The lady grocer breaks through the wall of men, shouting at him. How could you do this, Chaim? I wanted the money, that's all. And you are not just saying this to protect the girl. The woman's intuition is too sharp. Forcing a smile, Chaim turns to the tailor and says, It was in the pot in the cabinet, right? The man nods energetically. It is true, he must have done it. I had the money in the pot. He is the thief. The money wasn't the only thing in the pot though, was it? What are you saying? You had some letters in there too, letters from the girl's father. That's a lie, don't be crazy. It is true though. No, there couldn't have been any letters. I threw them on. The tailor claps his hand over his mouth, but it's too late. The lady grows a glass at him. What's this all about? She demands. Oh no, I mean, you better tell us everything. The people's angry glances turn from Chaim to the tailor. Some days later, 2 letters arrive from the girl, addressed to the lady at the grocery store and the nice man upstairs. Chaim's letters say the girl managed to find her father in the capital. He has no way of knowing it if this is true or not. It is hard to imagine a little girl finding her father in the big city so easily without knowing his address or workplace. Still, he decides to believe it when the girl's letter says, I'm happy now. Human beings are the only animals that lie. Lies to deceive people, lies to benefit oneself, and lies to protect one's own heart from the threat of crushing loneliness and sorrow. If there were no lies in this world, much strife and misunderstanding would surely disappear. On the other hand, perhaps it is because this world is a mixture of truth and lies that people have learned how to believe. When he is through reading this letter, Chaim turns to the woman. Concentrating on her own letter, she shyly raises her head when she senses Chaim looking at her. I give up, she declares. Listen to this. I'm so grateful to you and the others in the marketplace for all you have done for me. I will never forget you as long as I live. A lie to the bitter end, that girl, she says, smiling through her tears. Wow, this is a long story, man. I have to save. I have to save because it's too long, sorry.
It was announced today that parades planned for the upcoming Ura Council Transition Anniversary Ceremony have been cancelled, and that the ceremony will now be held only within the royal residence. This is said to be out of consideration for the people who lost loved ones in the tragedy on the Wall Highlands. The Uran citizens
Okay, we will stop here. Thanks for watching. We will continue next time.